want to have a quick rant about micro cameras and mini cameras. I don't get why. Okay, the reason for the rant is that I was around shopping for some parts for these quads, just some spares, and I noticed that the Rotor Riot like Swift blah blah full-size camera that I'm using was out of stock everywhere. I'm thinking, what's going on? It's a good camera, but it was out of stock. So I'm thinking, what, is this thing obsolete? What's going on here, you know? I mean, this camera's fine. It's a CCD. It gives a great picture. It gives you audio. It gives you a little voltage OSD. The lens is great, and the case design is great. So it's got a threaded case, little metal threads in there. Fits in here perfect. I'm only even using one screw, and this camera is bang in there solid. It's a great camera. And so when I went online looking for this thing, and I'm finding it's out of stock, and when I start finding it out of stock on multiple sites, I'm thinking, uh-oh, is it going obsolete? Are people not making this camera anymore? Shit, what do I do? What do I do? So getting a little bit, you know, anxious or whatever. And the other thing that's happening is that a lot of the new frames coming out, right, they're going more for these mini cameras or the micro cameras. And to be honest, I don't know why the hell people do that. Why do you do that with a freestyle frame? There is no logical reason to use a micro or a mini in a freestyle frame. And I'll explain why visually here, right? Now, yeah, you save a little bit of weight by having one of those cams. You save maybe 10 grams or, you know, 11, 12, whatever grams. You save a few grams. Awesome. We like saving weight. But that doesn't matter on a freestyle quad. You're not pinching for weight on a freestyle quad at all, usually. You want to pay attention to your weight and not be stupid, but I mean, there's guys with 700-gram quads out there flying happy down to like 550. There's no real weight advantage. The weight advantage for a micro or mini, in my opinion, is just completely bogus. Bogus, irrelevant. Now, the second reason why I don't get why you'd have a mini or a micro is because, okay, your 30 by 30 stack is still gonna force your quad to be that wide. So what's the point of putting a tiny little camera on the front of your quad when the quad is gonna be that wide anyways to accommodate your stack? No point, no reason for it, no logical reason for it. You go with a mini and a micro, you're getting a tinier, crappier lens, worse image for no reason. You're not gonna get audio. Yeah, you'll get OSDs, they all have that these days. Arguably, you're getting a worse image because most of the new hot ones are like CMOS, and the thing I don't like about CMOS cams is they rely a whole lot on digital processing to make a really crappy image look good, with the one possible exception being the Runcam Micro Eagle. But that camera is not even that great in my opinion. I tried it, I need to fiddle with the settings, but it's very blocky and chunky. So basically, I see these micro and mini cams as just inferior. You know, I like the Foxier Aero mini, not micro, because it runs a decent lens, gives a good image. However, you lose voltage, you're losing stuff no matter what you do, and for no reason, for no friggin' good reason, right? Oh, but we have 20 by 20 stacks, you say. Okay, fine. So you have your 20 by 20 stack on here. So this theoretically gets a bit thinner, but guess what? You have to run lipos on your quad. Guess how big your lipo is? From the top, it's about the same width as a 30 by 30 stack. So by making, suppose you get a micro cam and you get a 20 by 20 stack on your quad and you slim up the whole thing. Yeah, more aerodynamic. No, you're not. You ain't. You're not more aerodynamic, man. Because your friggin' lipo, especially if you have 6S, maybe you have a narrow profile on the top of the 6S. With the 4S, whichever way you're putting it, you're still limited in, you know, by the width of the lipo. And okay, fine, imagine we get super skinny lipos and super skinny frames and whatnot. You're still limited by the GoPro Session that we all use. Now, yeah, the Session's out of stock. Yeah, oh, there's a Runcam split. Dude, the split is nowhere near as good as the GoPro Session. The Session is the bare minimum. The Session 5 is the bare minimum that anyone who wants decent footage is going to use. A lot of guys are even running the big GoPro 7s, you know, they're going back to that. So it doesn't make sense to me why we're trying to make everything skinnier when you're compromising your features, arguably compromising your image quality, and like, yeah, great, you know, 20 by 20, yay, whatever. It doesn't matter on a freestyle quad. It doesn't friggin' matter. I would rather put that towards more durability and protection for the components or something like that. Even arms on a freestyle quad, you know, by the time you have a GoPro and a battery on it, you still need, there's no point in going super skinny arms and all that because they're gonna break. Like, I'd rather have something that's more durable. But yeah, like, why? I don't get why everyone's forcing us to go micro or mini instead of a full-size cam. I just don't get it. For racing, I totally get it, and every gram counts and all that. You get better performance, yay. But for freestyle, I don't know. I mean, you're not getting a better image, really. You're not gaining anything. You're saving a couple grams and that's it. It just drives me nuts. Like, I saw the new Armatan Marmot, a beautiful frame, and the thing is gorgeous. And yeah, they're going for minis. I'll live with that. But I'll have to wire in a mic and all that, and I'll use this smaller camera, and it's just like, by accommodating that, it's like there's just no real advantage to it. I get why they're doing it. The market's doing it. People demand it. So people will, you know, frame makers are going to do that. I'm not blaming anyone, but there's nothing wrong with a friggin' classic HS11E7 style friggin' full-size CCD camera. Better lens, man. You can get more features out of the thing. That's gonna help you out by having less faffery around in your quad. It's like, I don't know. Someone explain it to me. Someone give me a good argument and I'll buy it. Fine. But for now, I'm skeptical. Super skeptical. And yeah, that's my rant. And before anyone says, oh yeah, but dude, the cameras are better, you know, the new CMOS and all that, they're better and smaller, why wouldn't you? Well, no, dude, I've tried them out. I have micro predators, I have micro arrows, I have the Runcam Micro Eagle, I have the Falcor as well. In mini, well, in regular, I have the Falcor in regular and micro size. I've tried the Falcor out back to back against the CCD cam. There was no real benefit. You know, the image looked different. Can't say it was better. It handled shadows better, but it looked less realistic. I prefer the realism of CCD personally. It's more natural, and for me, when it looks more natural, it's more immersive instead of this whole video gamey kind of effect. And the Runcam Micro Eagle, it was kind of the same thing. It had a lot of, okay, there's the shimmering effect, but you can get rid of that if you turn the sharpening down. But then there's another variable in there that adds sort of blockiness or pixeliness in it, which I haven't managed to sort out yet, so I don't really like the image on that thing either for the moment. Hey, I might swap over to the Falcor. So if I break these cameras of mine, yeah, I might swap to a Falcor and just deal with it. And I might swap to the Micro Eagle and just deal with it, put a bracket on the Micro Eagle, fit it in here. But I won't be happy about that, and I don't think they're a better camera. They don't, what advantage do they give you? Like, I don't know, I haven't seen it, man. It's just frustrating and annoying. Sometimes progress is not progress, and that concerns me. When progress is not progress in terms of we're making stuff better, then we're doing something wrong. We're falling into the marketing void, and we're starting to bullshit ourselves, basically. Like, just because something's newer doesn't mean it's better all the time, you know? I believe in stuff that works. I believe in stuff that gets you results and some kind of measurable, tangible improvement. Hey, if you like the new cams better, good for you, no problem. But not everyone likes them better. And of all the guys who've tested all these cameras and have videos up about it, a lot of them have concluded that the new CMOS cams aren't necessarily better either. I do think that the Predator is amazing for racing, for whatever reason. It just lets you spot those gates and all that, but for freestyle, I'm not sold. And I'm not the only one. So anyways, yeah. Buying new stuff just because it's new, I think is stupid, and that is something I am just totally not in favor of. I think it's dumb. I think it's, I'm not saying manufacturers are dishonest and stuff, but it's almost it's putting us down this road to like buying new stuff just for the sake of having new stuff so that we spend money and all that. And I don't really like that. I don't think it's completely honest, and I don't think it's what's best for the consumer, really. I think what's best for the consumer is stuff that works good, works reliably, and we should have the best stuff we can get. But don't, like, I don't like it when we're being sold stuff or told that stuff is better and it's just not. Whether that's in my experience, I like to test as much as I can with my own stuff that I buy with my own money, and I look at all the reviews and stuff like that. But hey, I like to be a skeptic though. I don't know. Now I'm definitely gonna shut up and just start flying. But this was bugging me, and I had to articulate my thoughts. So yes, you know, forgive me for having an opinion and shit. All right, laters.